$1,000 in gross revenue.
Wow.
Half an acre of land. What are, and this is, by the way, this is what I spoke at the UN. I did have the honor of speaking at the UN last May as a biodynamic spin farmer. It was an honor, although during the 2 days that I was there, not one person spoke of the soil. All of them were PhD scientists, and all of them were heralding the glory of GMO seed. Spin farming, once again, anyone, anywhere, first generation farmers, because it removes the block of having to own land and having to have money. There you go. Alrighty. And, and anyone really can landscape with lettuce as well. There's certain principles, certain practices. We have to do, people have to do it. And do is an action word. I mean, we've got to get out there and not buy the impatiens from the box store for 1 year. Put down a little compost and then spread a few little seeds, and then you too can be landscaping with lettuce. Now that's not an offensive color, folks, is it? No. A little bit of compost, a little bit of seed, and then you go out with the basket and you go out with the scissors. Alrighty. Why am I doing this? Why? Anyone that is into farming has to have their head examined, number one. Because it is not, you don't see too many farmers driving around in new trucks now, do you? No. But I am doing this because, do you see that little Leah? I want to make sure that little Leah has a pure, clean planet and food system when she reaches my age, and that is 55 years old. But I'm going to tell you, folks, there's big forces out there, and we have to take action. I don't know if you've ever heard of a company called Monsanto Syngenta. Well, if you haven't, they have globally purchased up to 98% of the seed supply. Whoever is in control of the food is in control of the people. So that's the why that I'm doing this. What is my vision now? What is my vision? Well, not only being menopausal, but I am a woman with a plan. My vision is to open and operate biodynamic spin farming training centers so that you can come and learn not only the university side, but the hands-on side of growing food, so that then you could go back to your homes and supplement some of your food from the land that you're living on. Now, if you look at that carbon footprint, folks, that makes a lot more sense than buying organic lettuce from the state of California. I would like to hit the ground running this March with this center, and I am going to be presenting actually tomorrow at 2:30 to a group of angel investors in Soho. And if I have my way, we will have the very first biodynamic spin farming training center right in Bloomingburg, New York. Yepperoni! So if everybody tomorrow around 2:30 send me lots of good goobers, especially you, Leah. That's right. I would totally appreciate that. I want everyone to know that that my website, Abundant Life Farm, she's fine. Let her come on, honey bunch, come on. Show them how quick you could go. My website, which is abundantlifefarm.com, has a wealth of information, and I have my cards out there.
Yeah, those are good.
I didn't even look at the clock once, and I was supposed to, so I think am I done?
No.
I'm not done. Well, I'd like to take some questions from anyone. Any questions that we have in the group? And you must have some questions.
Well, I have a small garden.
Yeah.
But I cannot grow root crops like radishes. Some kind of little buggy gets in there, and I don't know what to do about it.
Well, biodynamics, you spray the sprays, and nature goes back into balance, and then the red worms start to come up from China, and then there you go. Biodynamics. It's about spraying sprays that are for fertilization. We have different sprays for different kind of problems that we have, like hedgehog, groundhogs and deer. And right, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. I mean, I have a small herb garden and farm, and I mean, my husband and I have tried so many things. You know, they say hot sauce, and I mean, just like natural things.
Sure.
Put there, and they just keep coming back. Eggs, they say, make some hot sauce, and all these things we've tried. My husband actually, when I was playing, was coming today, and he's like, "Oh, get lots of information. We really want to expand our garden, but we just have so many here."
Well, I'm going to tell you that I lived on Block Island, and I had, and on Block Island, someone brought 2 does and a buck over.
Oh, yeah.
And deer don't swim.
Yeah.
And there's no natural predators. And my garden was open, my kitchen garden was open, did not have a fence. I can tell you how I took care of the deer. I spoke with them. I said, look, this food is for me and for my family. And I really need this space to be respected. And they didn't come. And I told people, they said, what about the deer? I said, I have no deer. And then, the 100th monkey, the 100th person said to me, what about the deer? I started to worry about the deer. Other deer came. So that could flip over on you right away. But that is really, I tell you, there are forces that you cannot see. You ask through the spraying of the biodynamic sprays, what you're actually doing is you're inviting the nature spirits in to help you in your mission. So things really do. Right on Prospect Road. Now, Prospect Road in Middletown, I'm in the woods. They were big. I had no fencing. I had no deer eating anything. So that might be of some help to you. Any other questions that we have? No questions. Judy.
Potatoes, are they hard, easy?
Everything is easy. Everything is easy. But you just need to know everything about that particular entity. So that you could make that space ideal for it. Like what would be good for a potato would not be optimum for echinacea. But compost. The only thing I grow in is compost. Compost. Did I say it enough? Yes.
Potatoes are hard to grow. I had a bag of potatoes that had died.
Yeah.
So I threw them on the compost pile. And
they grew.
Grass clippings and all kind of crap later on. And in the fall, I noticed that these are potato plants. And they were up, and I dug them up, and I had nice little new potatoes.
And if you plant a very good crop of potatoes and tomatoes, these are things that you could keep over the winter time. Like this year, I had no tomatoes because we had potato blight and tomato blight pretty bad, 6 straight weeks of rain. And it was really, it's a season that all of us will forget forever. We just don't want to remember any of it. But the year before, 200 quarts of tomatoes I put up because it's something to open up one of those jars in February, man. All right, it takes you 2 weeks, and you don't want to see another tomato, But come February, you're singing a different tune when you're bringing those tomatoes out to make gravy and stuff. So these are areas that we need to take responsibility for, because if we don't take that action and take responsibility, these children, let's face it, it's the way of the world.
So how do you get seed materials that are appropriate to the area? Because I would assume, that you'd want to get heirloom type plantings that were suited for this area.
Oh, most definitely, yeah.
How do you go about finding them?
Well, I have sources right now. I have a seed grower in Port Townsend, state of Washington, and we're on the same line going across the country. But there are the Seed Savers Exchange. There's many different areas to get clean. But you have to know, because there are companies that say that they're clean, and then you find out they've got some GMO in there, and you have to know what you're doing. Any other questions?
I'm sorry, Millie, did you say you can use, you were talking about compost, obviously.
Yeah.
You can use grass,
Oh, sure.
Oh, really? I didn't know.
Everything, anything that's organic can be composted.
Okay.
Anything that's organic.
No, I use food.